this week is the test, because first we will work to bring up for a vote the Freedom to Vote Act, which provides for those uniform standards around the country to protect the right to vote, and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. Now, we expect Mitch McConnell to block debate on that. Sadly, we have no Republican support to support voting rights. It used to be, 15 years ago, something that had bipartisan agreement.
Mm-hmm. Senator Chris Van Hollen, Mitch McConnell said he's going to bring up a bunch of different things to try to block. I'm just he is obviously getting terrified.
He's terrified.
Yeah. Chris Van Hollen, Senator Van Hollen.
We are going to work to change the rules of the Senate, really to restore the Senate to what it used to be, which is a place where you have real debate. Mm-hmm. But at the end of debate, the majority gets to move forward. Today, we have the opposite. We have very little debate. But you have the minority party just blocking things and obstructing the will of the American people.
Again, Jody, I keep saying this story should not be covered without them saying Mitch McConnell did it already for Supreme Court justices. It has been changed 160 times before.
Well, McConnell tweeted out that, if you change the filibuster, millions of Americans won't have a voice. I'm like, hi, all of California doesn't have a voice. Yeah. And we represent more than most of the senators, well, at least 20 senators, a minimum of 20 senators. So
the potential filibuster change is discussed with Manchin, and I guess it's, what's his name? Angus King, John Tester, and Tim Kaine are working on Manchin because they were absolutely against changing the filibuster at all, so they're very moderate. So they're talking about a carve-out for this, some form of talking filibuster, as you just said. At least 40 phone members on the Senate floor in order to block legislation. Manchin has already publicly expressed his distaste for the carve-out, saying anytime there's a carve-out, you eat the whole turkey.
He's been involved in carve-outs himself.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. You just did a better job than all of the journalists in America, Jody. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
He just doesn't have the huevos to say what he really means to say.
Right.
Is that he's a Republican.
Here's where we have to watch. Mitch McConnell has said he could support reforms of the Electoral Count Act.
Yeah, but not just
voting rights and advocates and Democratic leadership see their last-minute gestures toward compromise as a diversion to prevent Democratic unity in their final push to pass bills. They liken it to McConnell's posturing over the debt ceiling when the Republican leader adamantly refused to negotiate, then ultimately struck a deal after filibuster reform changes seemed possible. It shows McConnell thinks we're going to change the rules.
I think we are.
Let's do it.
Ooh, Jody Hamilton has gone out on a limb.
Uh-oh.
One more, Chris Van Hollen.
We are continuing to talk to Senator Manchin and our colleagues about the need to restore the Senate. Senator Manchin has said that every vote should count. And as of right now, what Republican-controlled state legislatures are doing is making it so that it is harder for people to access the ballot box, especially people of color, younger voters, and people with disabilities. So this is an urgent moment, and it will come to a head this week.
Am I being happy clappy? Jody Hamilton, did you just go out on a limb? Did you say yes?
I think there will be a carve out and then eventually a full change. Because we all know that if this doesn't happen, Mitch McConnell will blow it up completely.
Yeah.
And then the thing, like Carlos was talking last week, that could be bad. No. If they get their way and they pass all the things they want to pass, they will never get elected again after that.
Yeah.
Because what they want to do, they've been utilizing the filibuster to say, we want to pass this, but the Democrats are stopping us with the filibuster. If that's blown up completely, they get their stuff, they get what they want or what they say they want, they're done.
I don't think they have enough unity in their party to get it across the line.
So when is Biden and Harris are going to
Georgia,
to Atlanta, right, to visit Raphael Warnock's church, lay a wreath at Martin Luther King Jr.'s burial site before heading to Morehouse for the speeches. And I know there's voting rights groups saying, don't come unless you have a path to get this done. So it'll be interesting to see where we are with Manchin by then.
Well, I mean,
otherwise you're just talking if you don't have a way to get this done.
Well, I mean, and I don't think it's good strategy for Schumer to say we're going to do this if he doesn't have the votes. That's just dumb political strategy. You just don't do it unless you know that you've got the votes. He might have 2 Republicans on his side and won't need Manchin or Sinema.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great that no microphones get shoved in Manchin or Fenton?
I mean, it's very possible that Murkowski wants to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe Susan, who disappoints us all the time, Collins.
Or she might just remain
exactly
in the state of voting rights, but not actually do anything.
But I mean,
which would be more.
there are some Republicans that are like, well, maybe this is.
Well, maybe Lisa Murkowski is on board with this. That means Joe Manchin can say, well, it's bipartisan now. I'm in.
That's the other thing.
Personal point of order. Please, for the love of God, I need Joe Madison to eat something.
Yes,
so please,
It's been
please get this
63,
done.
4 days or something like that.
Our friend Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, here on Sirius XM, has just gone into his 65th
65th day
He
today,
just wrote
yeah.
to the president, as you prepare to deliver what I'm certain will be a clarion call for the U.S. Senate to pass legislation that will protect our voting rights. I will have begun the 64th day of my hunger strike.
Awful.
And he's in his 70s and was
And
skinny.
he's
to
already
start with.
lost
Yeah.
like 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah. God bless him.
It's dangerous.